Now in this series, we are looking at velocity. And velocity refers to change in displacement with time. So mathematically, velocity will be represented as velocity equals displacement over time. Now, some people confuse speed with velocity, but even though they are similar, they are not the same. Velocity is a vector quantity, speed is a scalar quantity. So speed is distance on time. Now displacement is a vector quantity, distance is a scalar quantity. Now, how do you get the unit? The unit for displacement, change in distance, is meters, or it could be centimeters and what have you. Now, the standard unit for time is seconds. So it works the same for the speed as well. So you're most likely to see meters per second. So that's what you're going to use it. Now, if you follow my series, you realize that when you're using standard units, you're not supposed to use centimeter per second. So if a question is given to you and the distance is in centimeters, you are supposed to convert it to meters before you can work. For time, it is seconds. So we either have kilometer per hour or meter per second, as you can see here. So we dive in right away. So with this question, a car travels 150 meters in 15 seconds. Calculate its velocity. So this is very basic and simple to follow. So first, your distance is 150 meters. Then your time is 15 seconds. So your velocity equals distance over time. So your distance is 150 meters over your time, 15 seconds. So doing your calculation, 150 divided by 15, you're going to have 10 meters per second. That's your answer. So a train travels 90 kilometers in 2 hours. Find its velocity in meter per second. So for this question, you realize that the distance was given to you in kilometers and your time was given to you in 2 hours. Now there are two ways to go about this. It's either you convert this to meters and this to seconds and work, or you work it out. Afterwards, you convert your answer in kilometers per hour to meter per second. So we'll look at both approaches. So the first approach, you know that your velocity equals distance over time. So your distance is 90 kilometers over the time 2 hours. So what is you're going to have 45 kilometers per hour. Now, with this, what would you have to do? You have to convert kilometer per hour to meter per second. Now, 45 kilometer per hour. 45 kilometer per hour means 45 times 1 kilometer over 1 hour. That's what it means. Now, ask yourself, you want to convert this to meter per second. So we have to change this to meters, change this to seconds. How do you go about it? So 1 kilometer equals how many meters? So 45 times 1 kilometer. 1 kilometer is 1000 meters. Take note, 1000 meters equals 1 kilometer over 1 hour equals 3600 seconds. So 45 times 1000 is 45,000 over 3600. So 45,000 divided by 3,600. You have 12.5 meter per second. So I mentioned another approach where you convert this to meters, this to seconds, and work it. So we know that our answer is what? 12.5. So let's expect 12.5. 12.5. So converting 90 kilometers to meters. 1000 meters equals 1 kilometer. So 90 kilometers will be 90 times 1000. You're going to have 90,000 meters. Then 2 hours. 1 hour equals 3,600 seconds. So 2 times 3,600 will give us 7,200 seconds. So this is our distance, this is our time. So velocity equals 90,000 meters over 7,200. So 90,000 divided by 7,200. Still have the same 12.5. So that is it. The ball rolls at a velocity of 10 meters per second for 25 seconds. Calculate the distance it travels. So you've been given the velocity. Now I always say write the information out. So you always don't think that you're always finding velocity, because this question is asking you to calculate the distance. You know that velocity is distance or displacement over time. So your velocity is 10. So write your 10 here equals your distance d over 25. So your distance over here is going to be, so you're going to cross multiply. You're going to have d equals 250 meters. Now always take note of the units so you don't mess things up. A runner increases their velocity from 2 meters per second to 6 meters per second in 5 seconds. Calculate the average velocity now. So the formula for average velocity is, so let me represent it with AV equals initial velocity plus final velocity all over 2. So the initial velocity is 2 meters per second and the final velocity is 6 meters per second over 2. So 2 plus 6 is 8 meters per second over 2. So we have 4 meters per second. So this is the formula for finding average velocity. Kindly take note. Pause the video and then try this question. Kindly pause it and try it. So a cyclist covers 20 kilometers in 40 minutes. Convert their velocity to meter per second. So if you are following, you should know that converting this to meters, converting this to seconds. So your distance, 20 kilometers, will be equal to, we know that to convert kilometers to meters multiplied by 1000, you're going to have 20,000 meters. Then 40 minutes, your time, 40 minutes. Now 40 minutes to seconds, 60 seconds. 60 seconds equals 1 minute. 50 seconds equals 1 minute. 40 minutes. Cool. So in order to be able to do this, what you do is multiply 40 by 60. So 40 times 60, you're going to have 2,400 seconds. So your formula, velocity equals distance over time. So your distance is what? 20,000 over your time, 2,400. So 20,000 divided by 2,400 will give you 8.3. What's the unit? Meter per second, because you converted it to meters and that to seconds. Meter per second. Now, if you work with this, you're going to have kilometers per minute, and it sounds very, uncommon. I've not heard anything like that. But we answer the question as directed, meter per second. It's actually 8.33.